Here we are going at it again. Let's see if I can finish this dang thing. Now, I've only got a couple of hours tops, but it's been a busy day. Today's been kind of hectic. I got up too early, had to sleep, but I had to take a nap a couple of times. So I was in pretty, I was in pretty bad shape today. And just, I've been getting calls about jobs, contract jobs with Microsoft. Oh, goody. Gotta say, not a fan of Microsoft's hiring process. And even though these are contracts, which means I don't have to go through quite as many layers of interviews, kind of dreading it, to be honest. And these are all on-site positions, so it means I have to go to Redmond. Um, but for me, it's about a 30-minute drive if traffic is nice. And I will say it's rarely nice. I mean, early in the morning, maybe. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess beggars can't be choosers, right? I mean, I think that's where I'm at. I'm kind of a beggar at this point. I hate to call myself a beggar, but I think I might be a beggar. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so let's see if I can get to some items here. Uh, yeah, not fully sure how I feel about this situation. I mean, I do want a job, and this is Microsoft, but it might be C Sharp, but it is .NET Core, which you know, don't really know .NET Core that well. I may have to do a class on .NET Core and Windows APIs next, because that's another one that's come up a few times. And I do know C Sharp, but .NET Core, MVC, and all that fun stuff. Not something I've gotten a very good handle on yet. I haven't had a chance to spend much with that, so that may have to be another, I don't know, YouTube series slash, um, I don't know. Just trying. I got to fill in the gaps. You know, I've got a lot of skills that just don't that are missing some of the newer tech, and it's causing me consternation, and both for my work and for the work I'm trying to accomplish. Right. So I yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying. I'm looking for a. Well, to be honest, I'm looking for a message. I've got a message that I'm trying to see what it says, and I have to find it because it's related to one of these jobs, and I feel like I should probably reply to one of these jobs. And I don't know. I'd rather just finish my learning and get a job I want. I didn't even, these aren't even jobs I applied for. This is just some contractor who knows I'm looking for work called me up, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's a start, right? But ultimately, you have to do what you got to do. Um, I have, what is it? Um, I have mixed feelings. Let's just go with that. We'll just call it mixed feelings about working at Microsoft, having to drive there every day. I probably have, I don't know. And, you know, Microsoft has pretty much gone back to on site only. And that makes it kind of tough for me in my mind. Man, what is going on? Why? Chrome keeps Chrome keeps forcing me to do what they want me to, and it drives me nuts. I don't like Chrome anymore. It keeps popping up this stupid password thing. Check passwords. I don't want it to check passwords. Leave my passwords alone. It is not a deceptive site. I just stop it. I want it. I know what this site is. Stop it. Leave me alone. Stupid Chrome. Let me know what I know what this site is. And then it won't let you keep typing. It won't let you continue. Stop it. I don't even know how to turn this off. You can't. You just, oh man. So irritating. Just, it's Friday. I want to be just like done with some of this nonsense, you know? I do need to get started on this, but gosh dang it. It's always something fiddling with my plans, you know? Well, I don't know. I thought I had a message I had to deal with. So has anybody heard of this game, Watcher of Realms? Stream Elements, you know, they have all these campaigns where they basically, I don't even know. Problem is, how many of these games can be played without Cursed Island? Misty Marvel, look, I'll show you. I know. So I'm thinking, should I do one of these? Could I actually accomplish the goal? I don't even know. $600 max payout. What is that? That looks interesting. What is it? Puzzles and survival. Fleet Command. What is this? Watcher of Realms. RPG, fantasy, PC only. Well, that's fine. I'm okay with PC. I actually prefer PC games over phone games. I mean, some phone games are okay. I mean, I play a lot of Marvel Snap, which is a phone game that works on the PC. That was made to work on the PC. I don't even know how these work. Let's click on one. It's totally unrelated to my programming, but I am curious, you know, maybe I can make a little money. Maybe. I don't know how this works. So what do you do? Sometimes I think you have to have like 1 million people come and it's not even worth it. 5 earnings goals. All right, let's see. Chapter N, $6, new user, N2-6 cleared. Takes about 30 minutes. New user. First 20 rare summoning crystals used. 10 max. Chapter N6-1 cleared. First 2 legendary summoning crystals used. Bonus $40. Defeat a guild boss. Optional. Create a guild, ask your viewers to join it, and defeat an easy level guild boss together to unlock this bonus. Check the brief for details and instructions. Is this game any good? Anybody ever played it? Is it worth my time to try to win something? Chronic Swaz, Gripseed, and 679 other creators grabbed this campaign recently. Yikes. Hey, look. That's what I've been doing. Next.js 14. Probably because that's why those are there. I don't know. Is it worth a try? Worst I get is nothing, right? How do I say start now? I have to actually install this thing. Is it a Steam thing? Where do I get this game from? 7 days, 23 hours left to complete the campaign. Yikes. What is it? Add the branded overlay. Can I do that? I'd have to figure out how to do that. I don't know how to do overlays. I'm so sad. I've been streaming for how long? I don't know how to put an overlay on my Twitch. Because I don't think it's just add the overlay. You know, it's like take this piece and put it in, take this piece and put it in. So I don't know. It's like, how do you do this stuff? And so, you know, I've been streaming for years and I have yet to actually put an overlay, an official overlay of any kind on my thing, because it always looked like it was a lot of work. I was like, I don't know, is it important to me? I just want to go play my game or go program my software or something. It's like, I don't know. Do I really want to do that? What is this game called? Watcher of Realms. I have a feeling this is a terrible game. Don't tell him I said that, though. I won't say it again. I'll keep it. That's the first time and only time you'll ever hear it. And it won't even be during a gaming stream. I'll take a look at that later, but maybe. I'm distracted. Let's go do some. I can't find this stupid message I thought I was getting from somebody. No, what is that? I don't even want that. Go away. Ads. More ads. Yeah, I don't know, man. Somebody, this guy wrote a message to me, and I cannot find it for my life. AJ has a lead position. And this other one is Siva. Siva? Siva. I don't know. Nice talking to you. Please come put on what I did. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. What else has he got on here? Let's see what this job application is. Let's see if any of the new stuff I've been working on matters. C#, .NET, .NET Core. Okay, so I'm not really .NET Core. I have to add that to my list of things to learn. Collaborate with cross-functional teams, blah, blah, blah. Kusto, Azure Data Explorer for real-time analytics. I've done a little bit of that, some DevOps, continuous integration, continuous delivery. Done some of that. Qualification, software, experience development, similar role. Strong proficiency in C# programming and .NET Framework, but not so much .NET Core. So yeah, I've got the first part, not the second part. Experience with relationships, database such as SQL Server. Yeah, pretty good. And I'm very good at SQL Server. Little tiny bit of Postgres now that I've played with Supabase. Familiarity with cloud platforms such as Azure or AWS. Familiarity? Yes. Not with AWS, but Azure. But that doesn't mean I could really get very far in it, but I'm familiar with it. Ideally experience with Kusto. A similar platforms for analytics monitors. I don't know that at all. Never heard of that. Solid understanding of software development principles, design patterns, and best practices. You know what? I'm going to show you this because why not? You know, a lot of people think this is a lot of money. Nowadays, people probably not so much. This really isn't that much. Unless you've got two people in the house making it, then that's a ton of money, I think. I mean, it's a good, solid income. You can actually buy expensive houses. Here in Washington, a house, you know, 2,200 square feet in any kind of a major area near Seattle-ish. Don't even have to be in Seattle. Seattle is even crazier, but you're talking $1 million. Maybe you could find something between 800 and 900,000 if you kind of go out a little bit on the outside areas. But we're not talking huge houses here, folks. We're talking about family houses, family-size houses. And you try to make, you know, that's, you figure if you're paying on $1 million house, you're putting in, you know, $35,000 to $4,000 a month on your, that's $45,000 to $50,000 just on your house payment this doesn't, after that, this doesn't have much left. Because you got to remember, you take out 30% of this for taxes, you're only getting 90. Your house payments are going to take up 50. So you got 40 left to survive on for everything else. That's your cars, your gas, your bills, your family, your kids, and whatever else you're spending money on. This is not a lot of money. I know I was making a little bit more than this in my last job, but it's a little tight. It's a little tight. But because we're a single, well, we're mostly a single family income. My wife works, but she works like 3/4 time, and it's at a school. So as you imagine, schools don't pay very well to begin with. So, and she's not like, she's only been doing it for a couple of years, so she's not doing, she's not like been at it for a long time. So, yeah, it's a little bit better than nothing. So I got a Stream Elements bot running according to Stream Elements. Let's get started. Let's do this. Let's finish this dang class, because I got to say I'm kind of going slow. I'm what do you call it? Dragging my feet to finish this Python basic class, because to be honest, it's too basic. It's hurting my will to continue. Now, GraphQL, I actually was kind of liking. I want to work on that too, but I really got to finish this one so I can start doing something more advanced. I want to do something more advanced Python, and maybe even find and work on. I'm going to put on some other things on my list. Like, look, let's see here. Let's look at the best online Windows API class. I want to use Windows API. Do you recommend me to learn? Okay, so this is interesting. Not a lot of YouTube stuff for that. Hacking Windows APIs for fun and profit. Calling Windows 10 APIs from a desktop application. I mean, I don't need to learn a ton. I could probably just do a Windows. I just need to wrap my head around the concepts of how they're put together. Because I know C#, so I don't need to write necessarily an API. I tell you right now, though, the APIs we had going at my last job, oh my gosh, they are really convoluted mess. I hope that's not what they're talking about. Where you have these web.config settings on both the front, on the client and the server, and you have a lot of under the weeds setup to make these APIs work. They are very ugly, overly complicated configurations for these Windows APIs, and yeah, I was not impressed. I was like, oh, these are not fun. Web service APIs is what I meant. Windows, or did I say Windows? It's not really Windows. It's like a web APIs. That's what I probably meant. So I was a couple of Coursera classes. So I have Coursera, but I gotta say I'm dreading some of these. Okay, I gotta finish this because I gotta give Coursera another chance, because the last one was not good. I was not enjoying. I'm not enjoying this one at all. I do, cause all I really needed was syntax, and this is teaching me stuff that I already knew, and that's what's throwing me for a loop here. So let's get to work. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Where is my Coursera? Where did it go? Okay, I guess I have to just go there the hard way. Log in. Guess, is this what I logged in as? Um, oh, no, this is probably the wrong login. Let's try that again. I don't know why I used, I took an Angular class, but it was like Angular, I don't know, 2015 or 14 version. And so I never finished that one. I probably should finish it simply because, again, it was about a 3-month class, and even if I stayed with it, I don't know. Okay, so where is my class? Wait, what? Of course it was. Okay, I can't find my class. Where the heck? This isn't it. It says I already did this, so where's my class? Oh, is this it? Oh, nope, that's not it. Where the heck did my class go? Shouldn't it be like under my thing here? Profile? Let's see. Projects, work history, education, browse professional studies, lesson high school. I had it here. I've done 2 days of it. Where the heck did it go? Settings, updates. Share profile, update. All right, I haven't accomplished anything, so that's probably not going to be anything. Introduction to Python Fund recently viewed products. Go to course. I'm already enrolled. Okay, so maybe that's the one. Okay, so there it is. What the heck happened there? That was weird. So I'm on week 3, and I should be pretty far along. I think I'm like 3/4 of the way through week 3. Yep, I got one thing left. It says I've done, what, 2 steps? 1, 2, and now I'm doing nested branches, I guess. Let's do this. Let's go punish myself for another few minutes. I thought I did this one, though, to be honest.
Yes. Then we just choose.
Okay, so this is doing nested conditions. We're going to be putting ifs and ifs and ifs and ifs and where whiles and whatever.
Decision 2 further check and column. This condition now have a name, which is condition 1, because we have more than one if. It is when the first if is false, we go to this if statement. So now else if condition 2, we are going to find out.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's new. The syntax for else if is not else if. It's elif. E-L-I-F. That's different. That's definitely one of those things I would not have. But else, on the other hand, is not el. It's else. I guess they just don't want to do more than 4 characters.
The graph we had before, that is plan A, plan B, and plan C. Again, the if, else if, and else must be aligned because they're in parallel. They are leading conditions. And also the last one is all the statements must have consistent indentation because they are basically in parallel.
So this is all very much notes that are important for the sake of my trying to learn the key elements of Python. Indentations matter. You know, I would never have I've never seen a language yet where indentations matter. So that's definitely something that wait, what? It's definitely something I am. Well, I'm finding useful. I guess I'm getting that much out of it. Let's go to my learning here. Key elements for Python. We got condition statements, and with colon. That is if, or did I already do that? Oh, I did that. Look, if statement use if statement. Look, I already did this. I'm going back and taking the same notes again. If statement uses colon to separate condition, indented condition response. Well, it doesn't actually say anything about the colon. It does show a colon. Condition statements end with colon. Just see that, i.e. some condition, if some condition, colon. And then you have the response. Indentation matters in Python. Okay, let's move on.
Plan A, Plan B, and Plan C. Okay, so let's do another example. I am in a
SQL Server.
That everyone loves.
SQL Server has a similar kind of rule for the way things imply, but it doesn't use indentation. What SQL Server does is when you do an if statement or some kind of conditional like that, is it's the things that follow. So if you put a space between the lines, it'll assume that belongs to something else that's not part of the if. So SQL Server, you're kind of going if something 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 something, don't put lines or spaces in between them. I think you can actually do a begin end statement. If you do want to make it a little nicer, you can do a begin end statement. You put begin at the top and end at the bottom, and that allows you to just put whatever in there, because now it's like, okay, it's not just these sequential lines. It's, in fact, now that I think about it, SQL Server might actually just be the next line, the next full statement. If you don't put a begin end, you can't actually put a second and third statement, now that I think about it. Yeah, see, I gotta get back in there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's actually only the next statement unless you use a begin end. So it's an optional wrap. It's like a lot of languages with if statements will put curly brackets or parentheses or something like that to break them up. Or some languages don't put a begin, they just use an end. So you got if, and if. Just depends, lots of different things.
So how about we ask Google whether or not today is a good day for hiking? Depends on the temperature. Let's do that using our else if, and else. If, else, if, and else clause to check whether, example, and not necessarily a suggestion whether or not you should go out for hiking. Okay, so let's say temperature for temp equal to.
I'm just typing his thing out here.
Inputs. Please enter the temperature of today. Okay, so for this simple input and convert, we're going to get a float number indicating the temperature of today from the user. Okay, based on the temperature we have at this moment, we are going to do several branching. So we have two hots, we have two cold.
I'm pretty sure I can do this without going through all this.
Perfect situation. So that is a 3 printout. No, less than. Today is only 42, 43.
So I'm just gonna I'm gonna type it all out. He takes too long. He's a talker. Temp greater than 80, and then we do our little colon ending, and then we're going to be inside our statement. We say no, it is too hot, And I'm not worried about case on that stuff. So we'll go here, and now we're going to go back, and now we're going to go Aleph. Aleph is our version of else if in Python, apparently. Temp. 60s. If less than 60s? Why does he have? Oh, I thought he put an S in there. Never mind. Did not. Print. No. It is too cold. Wow, man. Really? It's too cold? What is it? What do we ask? What is the question? 60s, come on, that's not that cold. This guy is from somewhere hot. Somewhere too hot. I mean, 80s is pretty hot. I mean, 60s, 60 to 79. 79's getting warm, in my opinion. I think like mid 50s to, well, I guess it just depends on what you're doing. If I'm thinking running, and I go run a lot. So, I think in that case, 60s on up is getting a little warm. Perfect. Let's, and he's doing his escape character for this. Let's go. Except I didn't actually put an S. All right, and then I guess he's running it. Please enter the temperature. We will say it's, I guess, 62. So it'll be perfect. We're done. Let's go. Let's move on. I could do more tests, but
Operation is too cold. Let's try another one. 93. It is too hot. So basically, it depends on the temperature of today, converted into A, B, C, D, and F. That will be your later grade. So a point grade and a later grade, each college will have different 60. At least 5 branches. So, and then we are going to, so when you look into here, points bigger than 80, C, print 100 for a straight A, which is good. And let's type in again for a 12.
okay, so I'm doing this other one. Again, I'm just going to skip through to the next, yeah, I wanted to put it underneath, but guess I can't. We'll stick it here. It'll be out of order. So this is just one. He's doing the same thing. This time he's just doing more if statements. He's using else if. You know what? It's exactly the same. He just said create points. Please enter the letter grade, or please enter the point grade of a student. You know, 4.5. Actually, okay. So here's his percentages. So if you get 85%. He's got it's an exact same if statement. If it's above 90, it's an A. If it's above 80, it's a B, so on and so forth. So most else ifs are if else if conditions is always the first one that succeeds. Everything else doesn't get passed. So it's not, so they are kind of a short circuit setup. This is just if else if. His whole nested thing is all about if else if. He's not even going into other forms of stuff. Now we're on to a lab. That's it. That's all it. We did that whole thing was all about ifs and else ifs. Kind of silly. So says me. What do I know, right? I mean, again, don't get me wrong. I'm being kind of condescending towards this thing. This is probably a great, easy, relaxed pace for somebody who's never done programming. This will, you know, if you want to learn Python, this is probably a good starting point, because you're going to learn a lot about the very basic things, and you don't have to feel like anything is, he's not just throwing a boatload of stuff at you, you know, and you're trying to remember and do it all. So if you were to go through it at the nice, easy listening pace that he's doing it at, you will probably just be, you know, you're probably going to be able to get through it pretty easily. You're going to feel fairly comfortable in how it's going. So don't, you know, just understand that my point of view on this is 100% the fact that it's kind of like taking a job that you're overqualified for. this particular thing. I'm learning the syntax of Python, but I'd rather just get to the syntax, because for me, this other stuff is, you know, I don't need to know the basics. I don't need to know what a decision structure is or how to use a decision structure. I've done decision structures many times. This is M3 Lab 3. Right, here we go. You know, earlier it was yelling at me because I had too many versions of stuff open, so I need to make sure I don't open too many, I guess. All right, so we got to do these little things. Check if a number is positive, negative, or 0. You should ask the user to enter a number. If it is positive, print it is positive. Okay. I'll just say here, num has to be lowercase, equals, float, I guess. Input, give me a number, please. Okay, so, if num is less than 0, we will say print the number is negative. And we're gonna go. I'm just doing the exercises because that's what that's how you get through classes, right? you do the exercises. If num is equal to 0, print you entered 0. And then we'll just say else, print you entered a positive number. And then we go voila, and we'll go like this. And it should ask me unless I typoed. Unless I syntactically typoed. Okay, so I did. I syntactically typoed what I do. Oh, yeah, I do double zeros to compare. Double equals is comparisons. All right, so we're going to say negative 17. Yep, that's negative. And of course, if I put in 0, that's 0. And if I put in, so I think 0 is technically positive. So says me. Technically, I think 0 is, I mean, I don't know. 0 is 0, right? It's neither negative or positive, I guess. But I've always thought of it, if it doesn't have a dash in front of it, it's positive. Maybe that logic is broken. I don't know. It's quite possible it's broken. Okay. You should ask the user to enter the number indicating the current month, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they'll do, oh my gosh, are they? Then print the days the month has, such as print 31 if the user entered 1. Let's assume there are 28 days in February. Really? So, oh my gosh. Month. Let's just say I'm on. Equals int input what is the current month as integer. Month as integer. So we got if. I don't like this because this is like, there's better ways to do this stuff. And again, I don't know how Python does it, so it's not my favorite. I would do something like if I mon in, I don't know, is in a word? Is in a valid setup? I'm pretty sure it's not. But it'd be, can I do something like Oh, I'm messing. Trying to see. This is how I learn stuff. I get in there and I go. Well, if I want to figure something out, we're gonna say 1. Let's see. Was it 1, comma 3, comma 5, comma 7, comma 8, comma 10, comma 12. Dot contains. Nope. Contains. All right, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna go look because you know what? For me to learn, it's just better for me to do other stuff. I'm skipping ahead in the class. This is not in the class, but whatever. Python version of contains is an instance method and returns Boolean value true or false depending on whether the string object contains the specific string object or not. Well, that's kind of a thing. Oh wow, that's let's just see. That would probably work, but I don't really want to do strings because this is a number. So Python if number is in list. Say list. Check if element exists in list Python. So this is a little bit more advanced. This is stuff I want to look at. So he's already doing it. Okay, so he's in input. Test list equals input output. Test list equals 163534. 3. Check if 3 exists or not. Output true. What is a test for? The list is an important container in Python as it stores elements of all subject. Knowledge of certain list operations is necessary for day-to-day programming, blah, blah, blah. See, there is an if statement. Check if an element exists in the list Python. In. There is an in statement. That's what I wanted. Let's see, what is it? Is a logical and in Python. If num greater than 3 and num less than 10. Both correct. One's wrong. Okay, well, all right. So I tried to do that before. Probably just did it wrong because I probably didn't do the colon. I remember I tried to do that yesterday. Ampersand in. Well, the ampersand symbol is bitwise and operator in Python. It is also known as a bitwise and operator. It operates in the bitwise representation of integers. Okay. But none of those are in. Oh, I know how they do the in. It did mention in, but apparently there isn't an in. It just uses and. There's got to be an in. If there's not an in, there must be a something else. It's kind of weird. It says using in statement. List equals I equals 7. If I in list. Oh, that is the way. Okay. So I don't know. It was just weird that that was written weird. Okay, so this is how you do it. All right, so it's brackets. Apparently I did square brackets and I was using if. I was thinking it might be like an object method like they do in the C#, but apparently not. So we're going to go list. Let's just say something like delete long months equals, and this is brackets. So this is getting ahead of the class, man, because I don't want to do it his way. I feel like his way is probably faster only because if I'm on, what was it? In? No. I didn't even look. I looked. It's like, what was the thing here? So, that's not where I was. Oh, it is in. Jeez. How come I... if I'm on in long months, we go this, and then we go, what was it we want to say? We want to say, then print the days the month has, such as 31. Oh, okay, print that month has comma 31 comma days. Aleph I'm on equals, oh, not Alfie. Alfie, Aleph. I'm on equals how about if I just do this? And I could probably just do this without doing a list, huh? 28 comma 29 print this is February. That month. Oh wait, no, wait. No. If it's 2, that's not, I don't know what I'm thinking. Ignore me. If I'm on equals 2, print that month usually has 28 days. I don't know why I did it this way. I could have just wrote 31. You know, I was thinking it was a variable, but it wasn't. I was thinking somehow I was going to have to put it in my other thing. Else, print that month has 30 days. Luckily, there's only 3 types of 3 month ranges. That would make it go a little faster. All right, so we're going to have 3. Let's test my first array. Hey, 31 days. Okay, so let's go ahead and test my, let's go ahead and test what November has. Nope, 30 days. What about August? No, let's say February because that's the only other one that matters. Hey, we did it. So, yeah, all done. Next. Collect a parking fee. A parking garage has the following price policies. For half an hour, it's $5, I assume. Second half hour to 2 hours is 15. Ask the user to enter the hours of parking. It should be a float number. Okay. So hours equals float input. How long do you plan to be parked here? If and calculate the parking fee. Oh yeah, I probably said. Oh, so they're doing that. Oh, yeah. See, this is just not my favorite way to do this stuff. So basic, so basic. I mean, it gets simpler as you learn more and more advanced things. But okay, clear it out of your mind, Ken. Let's move on. If hours, what is that? Less than or equal to 0.5. Please, oops, print, please pay $5. Aleph hours is greater than or equal to oh, second half hour to 2 hours. Okay. Less than or equal to 0.5. Okay, so greater than or equal to 0.5. And hours less than or equal to, dang it, less than or equal to 15. Print, please pay $15 because I don't know how to type. I don't know how to read. Fairs Mohammed, how you doing, man? You were here yesterday. I'm doing good. Thanks for stopping by, man. I'm pushing through this Python class, but it's so low level. It's kind of frustrating, but it's good in that there's a number of things I have learned about how Python works that has helped. I mean, it's stuff that I'm going to need if I end up doing Python, right? I'm going to have to go in there and go, oh, okay, I know how to write these if-and structures and where structures, and now I know arrays because I went and looked up what an array looks like in Python. But so yeah, I'm learning it, but just it's all about learning all the little bits that you're going to need when you're actually trying to do this language. So working out all right. Please pay, what is it? $5 per hour. Oh, please pay 5 times, oops, I'm going to have to do this. Oops, comma. 5 times, no, comma. Again, type a comma 5 times. Let's see, hours. So your first half hour is $5. The second half hour to 2 hours is 15. Why don't they just, so it's $5 per hour. So I guess it's a little cheaper. Is that even cheaper to do it the other way? Python? One of the advantages to doing it online, for me anyway, I'm already a programmer, right? Because I've been doing C# and other things throughout my life, but I've never done Python, and I didn't even know what it looked like or how it differed or what its thing was. I mean, like with React, it's a significant change. There's a lot of different concepts and stuff in React, and Python, from my base, which is C# and SQL and Visual Basic and all those languages. And so when I went, I was saying, what's Python going to be like? Is it going to be more like that? Is it going to be like C++, which I don't really know C++? Or is it going to be more like React and Angular? I didn't know. So I went in here thinking, all right, let's just take the fundamentals. And they started going into the very basics of programming. And I know a lot of the basics of programming. So the problem here is for me that a lot of that is redundant. And I keep looking at what we're doing here, knowing there are better ways to do it because I've learned the more traditional, I say more complex ways, but they're actually make things a lot easier once you know the different functions and stuff. What makes it nice to do it online is you can skip a lot of the lecture stuff. And for me, I'm a hands-on, let's do it, let's go program it kind of guy. So I would look at the end of the PowerPoints that these Coursera classes are doing, just kind of see what he's talking about, see what syntax things like, in VB and C#, else is else, spelled else if, not elif. They do elif, E-L-I-F. I've never seen that before, so I'm sure there's other languages that do it, but that's new to me. So this is a Python thing. So learning different languages is a lot about just learning how they all talk, because they're all talking they're all doing the same thing, right? They're all doing the same basic programming. They're just using different syntax. Why people use Python over C#, over Visual Basic? I mean, Visual Basic's dated, but it's still visualbasic.net. But still, I mean, it's just another language that's very similar to C# and apparently pretty similar to Python too. It's just C++. I haven't done a lot of C++, but that one's that one's a low-level language, and so you're going to, I don't know if you're going to do any C++, but Python is, I mean, looks like it's pretty easy so far. Oops, what'd I do? Syntactically speaking, I blew up. Oh, here we go. That's the thing too. Python uses colons as their condition enders. Like, I mean, I'm learning that all these different languages do different things. Like in React and those languages, they just use curly braces and parentheses to separate the condition from the code. Some, like SQL Server, will use begin end if you have multiple lines, or you can not use begin and end if there's only one line after the else or after the if. So it's all how you just got to learn all the different ways to do stuff in all the different languages. Let's just say he's going to park there for 0.25. Wow, that's only $5. Oh yeah, well, what if I wanted to park for 0.5? No, actually 0.6. Haha. Well, that's 15. Holy moly! It's $15 to park for 35 minutes? Ah, that's really expensive. That's insane. But hey, if you stick around and park for 2 hours, or 3 hours, or 2.5 hours, 2.5, I only have to pay $12.50. So if you only stick around for 2.5 hours, you could pay $12.50, or you can just park for 35 minutes and pay $15. That's whoa, something is wrong here. This is way expensive. This is not the best, the math error. No, I did it correctly. It's just when you do these things, this is $15 for 30 minutes to 2 hours. But then it's $5 per hour. So if you go over 2 hours, you're only paying $5 per hour. So it's a lot cheaper, so much cheaper that you're better off lying to the machine. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to go in for 2.5 hours. It's like, I'm just going to lie to the machine, man. I'm going to be here for 35 minutes. Nope, I'm here for 2.5 hours. And I'm just going to, I'll park a bicycle in the slot. And when I leave, I'll take one. I'll let the guy with his newspaper route put his bike in my parking spot for the next couple of hours. Okay, newspaper routes on a bike. Who does that anymore? I don't. Have you ever seen a paper boy anymore these days? I don't even think they exist. Oh, whoops! Let's actually put some code in here. What am I doing now? I should be done with this, but here I am getting distracted by my own nonsense. Wow. Okay. Following are the guidelines. If the person is 1 year old or less, he or she is an infant. Please enter your age. And the 1 year old comes along. I am 3 months old. If the person is older than 1 year, but younger than 13 years, he's a child. This is just if statements. What if it has a camera? Yeah, they watch you leave at 35 minutes. They go, sorry, buddy, you owe us $15. We saw you leave before 2.5 hours was up. It's like, what? Your camera's not working right, man. I was there for 2.5 hours. That would be messed up if they come back after you because you left early and gave them your parking spot back. So you got two guys coming in for 35 minutes in a row. It's like they should be making $30, but they're coming in and only paying $12.50 each, taking up the slot for 6 hours supposedly, and they only pay $25. It's like, wait a minute, these guys aren't there long enough. No, I don't want to do this one because it's just the same thing. It's like if statement, if statement, if statement. and you just got to write out different words and different conditions. It's like, I feel like, I hope your college class isn't like this, because this is extremely redundant. Okay, you've done it once, you've done it twice, you know how to do it. We don't need to do this, was it 4 times? 4 times. I don't need to do this 4 times. And otherwise, it's just math. I mean, I did this array thing, which isn't even part of the class. I just did it because I wanted to do something different. But, you know, these are just if statement, if else. I mean, they didn't even ask you to do multiple different statements. You could do a while statement. You can do other types of things. It's like he doesn't, everything is teach you one thing and then go do a lab. I don't want to do it. I'm tired of it. This is just if person is whatever age and you're going to return if statement, if statement, if statement, if statement. Otherwise, they're old. Else statement. So if, elif, else. Done. I'm not doing it. It's time to move on. I don't want to type. It takes too long. All right. I'm done with that. Where's the rest of the class? Rest of the segment. If you know how to do it 3 times, then you'll probably know how to do it a 4th time. Where did I put it? Where did I put my class? Hello? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we'll say mark it complete. Now we're going to go do a honor code. Continue. Yeah. Start assignment. I don't know. Are we supposed to even turn this in? I don't think so, because you do a quiz or grading and it grades you. So I don't see why it would even matter. Okay. Just in case they ever look at this, I don't think they will. I know how to do this, so I am skipping this one. Just because they add more conditions to it doesn't change the complexity of the task. Just means you have to type longer. That's all it means. You got more typing to do. Okay. Start assignment. Oh, that's the solutions. I don't even want to, I mean, I can look at it, but I don't care. Check this out. This is one of the Coursera things. Before unlocking the solutions, I tried my best, which of course I did. And then please select this answer just to keep moving forward. Every single time. Just select this to go forward. Okay. And this here is considered a quiz. It's a graded quiz. It takes 1 minute to do it. Oddly enough, I skipped that second checkbox once and it told me I failed the quiz. Gave me a chance to retry it. Go back and click the box that says click this to go forward. It's like, okay, I thought I had answered the only one there that mattered because it said I tried my best. I thought it was optional, you know, option A and B. It was not an option. It was click both of these. It's like, okie dokie. There's another lab. Oh no, that was a quiz. That quiz was just to unlock the solutions, which if you want to go see how he did it, which I mean, really doesn't matter. It worked, functioned. I'm done. Quiz branching. Okay, so this might actually be a quiz. Let's see what we got here. Ah, yes, look at that. There's all of 5 questions on the quiz. I'm not going to show the quiz answers because, you know, I probably shouldn't be sharing all the bits. I mean, you know, if somebody does this class. Which statement is used for branching in Python? I probably shouldn't read them out either. So on the options are for loops, while loops, and try except statement. Obviously, they haven't even shown us those. So it's like, well, obviously it's only the other one because they haven't shown us those other ones. It's like you're going to ask that question. At least make the other ones real so a person has to think about what they do. So, yep. My problem is I scan, and when I start scanning, I miss stuff, and I end up having to read it more than once because I scanned. I should have just read it through. People start paying me for the answers. Yeah, but I'm not sure how Coursera will think of me putting their quizzes and answers out. It's like, yeah, I'll just start putting out the answers to these quizzes. Trust me, nobody who takes this class is going to fail these quizzes. Not these quizzes. These are not overly complicated. I mean, it's if else. That's all they are. What is this going to output? X equals blank. If this, what is this going to show? Um, Hold on. Let's see if I pass. I have gotten ones wrong on this thing. Usually because I misread a question. See, I did it. I managed to miss one. What did I miss? What did I misread a question? Correct, incorrect. Wait, incorrect. What does that say? What did I do? Yeah, okay, less than one. Okay, so less than one. Okay, it says I got this wrong. But I'm looking at it going, oh, see? Misread it. Okay, I'm going to show you this one because this is silly. They're trying to get sneaky on me. I mean, you know how quizzes are. They got to throw in a trick question every now and then. Okay, so the previous question was an if-else-if thing. So this says x equals 0. If blah, my brain immediately saw all of these as else-ifs and that as an else. So I said x is less than 1. But the answer is x is less than 1, 2, and 3 because these are just if statements. They're not else if statements, which means they all get checked and they all get ran. So, hey, if you're taking a quiz, look at all the things. Now, you can miss 1 of 5 and still pass because to pass you only need 80%. Do I care enough to go get it done right? I don't, because it's not relevant and it's not changing my grade in the class. Because look, at the end you get a certificate, says you completed the class. Nobody's going to go back and try to see what your quiz scores were. That's all they're going to look at is that certificate. So, and if you get less than 80%, it just click try again, do it again, and you're fine. All right, let's see what I can skip through on this one. Is he going to talk about something
now
new?
We finished this, and we are one is done. So it's there, and then
Download the file, upload it to your collab. Oh, is this another assignment?
You can use the discussion board to ask for help.
B Boulder, ha ha ha, University of Boulder. It's spelled with a U. What was that? That wasn't even a thing. Module 3, download upside. Oh, no, now we have an assignment. Okay, so they have a lab, which looks just like this. And then they have an assignment, which looks just like this. It's different, more questions. And then they have a quiz, which is just downloading what he did for the assignment so that you know whether you're right or wrong. And then they have a reading assignment, which is just downloading the solutions, and then you do a graded assignment thing, which kind of asks you questions about it, and you're done. So really, that's it. This whole thing it's a 13-minute video about what you're doing, and then you have the quiz, a video that says good job, a lab, an assignment, and a video. So this is the way the Coursera lines this one out. This entire thing is just this one video about the if statement. And then you do lab, quiz, assignment, and then I think another, that's not a quiz, that's just the assignment solutions. Assignment solutions. And then you do this graded assignment, self-reflection. It says 20 minutes. Typically, these are just questions about the lab, not very complicated. So all of this is based on this 13-minute video, which is just the if statement. And so you can see why I'm flying through this. If I had sat down on Monday and just done all of this from the beginning of Monday to the end of Monday, this 4-week class would have been done on Monday. Because I'm really flying through it. I'm doing more than a week a day. And I'm only working on it for a couple hours a day. And right now I'm talking too much. I'd be done even more if I would just do this. Okay, so let's download this and let's do my assignment. Let's see if this assignment's any more interesting than the lab was. So we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go here. Drop in the lab, or the assignment. Somewhere in here it dropped in, M3 assignment. Okay, welcome to your third assignment. One assignment per week. That's how this course is set up. So if you were doing this literally 1 week at a time, you look at the course, you skip through a couple of videos, you do a lab. And then you do, the next day you do assignment, the next day you do a quiz, the next day you do the final piece, Friday, whatever. But it's literally nothing to it. Oh, nice long if statement. All right. Write a program that asks the user for a number in the range of 1 to 7. This program should display the corresponding day of the week. So there's, okay, so if, let's see, day. Int. And we will say input. What day of the week is it? As a number. And that's assuming they start with the same. It's actually, actually let's do it this way. Enter a number 1 to 7. Because if you ask them that, they could be working off of a British calendar or something. Oh, so we got 1 through 7. Okay, so there are tricks to do this. Oh yeah, no, this would be way easy. This is not, this class is a University of Colorado class. But I think because it's online, it's kind of like oversimplified. They break it down to too small of bits. I don't think an actual college course, even at the University of Colorado, would be that basic. Or they would give you this entire fundamentals 4-week class. It would take about a week to do it. I mean, it would just be a small chunk of a bigger Python programming class. You know, you would take Python, but this class would be done in a week, and you'd be doing like some other thing in week 2 and 3 and some other thing in week 4. By the time your quarter or semester is up, you will have done chunks all the way out to the advanced stuff. I think you will have done a lot more stuff. And it's because this is for online people who are trying to go to work, trying to learn these things. They're trying to add this into their life. So they've broken it down into super simple. But the fact is, doing what I'm doing for this Python fundamentals class, at most it's giving me a concept of the syntax I need. But short of knowing what I already know in programming, so I could probably combine this with what I already know and have a foundation enough to fiddle through and actually get some programming done in Python. A person who took this class only and knows nothing about programming would in no way be ready to program anything. They would have to go take the next Python class and another Python class. They'd have to take some more advanced stuff to really start grasping some of the concepts that are required to actually go out and get a job programming in Python. I believe that once I've done this and maybe another, I want to take a more advanced Python class so I can see some of the more advanced Python processes and how it works with those. But for me, I'd be looking at them going, okay, I know what this process is, but it's interesting to see how Python does it. So just like I was looking for that array earlier, and I was trying to figure out how in worked. If they had in Python, they do, but I had to, track that down. Okay, so let's do this. Stop talking, Ken. Just get this done, man. You're torturing yourself and making this take longer. There's got to be a better way. I want to rewrite this so it's not so long-winded. So there are things like switch statements, and I would love to do something like a switch statement where I put the number in, and then if it corresponds to one of the return values at the end, it would just I forgot what it was called. It's not a select case. I wonder if Python has a switch statement. I'm gonna go look and see if there's a switch statement in Python. I think it's C# or Visual Basic. They all have something that's like a switch statement. Switch statement in Python. Let's see if they have that. Python switch statement. Let's see if this works. Let's see. So if you want to execute multiple conditions, you would have. How Python program is used to simulate switch case. Switch JavaScript. Let's see if it's the same. I don't even know if it's the same as my knowledge of switch statements. To write switch statements with structural pattern matching features, you can use the syntax below. See, this is well, that might work. I mean, this might be easy. Okay, so a teacher would probably give me a bad grade for this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. This will be faster, I think. I'm gonna keep the example open for myself so I can reference it, because I gotta see how he's doing. Okay, so it's a match. All right, so we're gonna say enter the day. So instead of going if 1 print blah, if 2 print blah, or if print 3, if aleph for 7 times, I'm going to try and do this. Now this isn't a huge bump in bettering. I know there's a switch statement, a encapsulated switch method or function would actually just be, I put the number in and then it returns the corresponding item in the sequence. So at 1 through 7, I could have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I put in the day, and it returns whatever that string is that corresponds, and that'd be a 1-line print. The day is my switch statement. It's over, done and done. That's what I'm looking for. This is not truly that. In fact, it's probably not much better, except I don't actually have to test, or I'll have to write if statements for every single one, or if blank equals blank. This actually just does it kind of like match, and then we go, I think is there a prefix to this? Case, of course, case. This is a select case. For some reason on this one it's match case. I don't know. We'll say 1, and then we'll say print. Let's just say it is Monday. Actually, is that Monday? It's probably Sunday. Okay, so I'm going to take this value. We're going to go here. Where to go? Save myself some time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. See, this is not efficient programming here. So says me. It's an assignment. I know they're gonna go. That is not what we asked for. But these, I don't even think these are actually graded. If they are, I'd be surprised. But you know, maybe there's something I don't know. Saturday. Because you take the quizzes online and you just do it, and then it grades you right there. So why would they bother? You know, they're trying to make their $50 without having to actually do anything. So it's case 2, colon, and then we got to go here. One of the things I did learn about Python is it's case, not case sensitive. It is case sensitive, but not all languages are. But they're getting to be more and more. Yeah, they're just gonna they're just gonna grade mine just because, just in spite of me. It's like, oh, you think you know it all. Well, that is not what we asked for. Doesn't matter if it works. Actually, it's exactly what they asked for, because it says all I have to do, it doesn't say use if statements. It just says write a program that asks for the number and then display the end result. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's the same thing. I guess one other option would be to use a variable here and then just say variable Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which would be better than using a bunch of print statements, by the way. The best way to do this would probably be something more along the lines of, I guess it has a dynamic case. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to go even, I know, I'm redoing all my work, just because I like doing things more efficiently. We're going to say date text equals. And then we're going to go dump this, and this, and this, and this, oops, and this, and this, and this. And we're going to put my colon back, and we're going to go date text equals, and we're going to grab this guy. Sometimes I just like doing things because that's half the fun of programming, man. Create your own thing. Do it the best way, not the way they ask. I do this all the time with my code. I'm always rewriting my code to make it better. That's just the way I am. I don't like I look at something and go, why did I do it that way? I mean, it could have been something I wrote a week ago or a year ago, whatever. I'll look at it and go, what was I thinking? And then I end up rewriting it to make it look better. You know, refactor it into a better thing. Now, does case have an else? Oh, they have a case dash. That must be the else. Case underscore, and we'll just say day text equals what am I missing here? Somebody's got the wrong, oh. Okay, so let's see here. If I do that, and then I go here, but the most curious thing about Python to me is indentation matters. If it determines what belongs inside of a block of code based on the indentation. So your indents have to be correct. So that was a key thing for me. I would have like, oh wow. Took me a minute to figure it out because I skipped that part of the lecture And I was trying to figure out why it was having a problem. And then I went back and looked, and he says, make sure your indentation. I'm like, see, this is why you have to listen to the whole lecture sometimes. So I try to scan through and capture what he's saying, but sometimes I miss it. And he puts it on the PowerPoint. So I usually just skip to the end of that PowerPoint and read what he has there. I didn't do it that time. So yeah, print. Let's see. The day you entered is, I'm going to go here. We're going to say day text. And then we're going to say not a day of any week I have ever seen. Okay, so let's see what that does. Besides error. Can I get it on the first try? No, I cannot. What did I do wrong? Oh, does this matter? Nope. Wait, what am I doing wrong? Oh, what am I doing? Mathematically, something's off. Indentation error. Unexpected indent. Oh, is there no indent on this? Oh, I gotta put this in there. Jeez, I gotta put the thing I'm matching, man. Enter a number 1 to 7. 9. I can't read. 1 to 7 is 9. The day is not a day of any week I have ever seen. Try again, bonehead. Okay. How about 0? No. I don't need to be trying to trick up my own app. The day you entered is Tuesday. Is it? It is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Well, what do you know, man? Match case, a new way to do the same thing. Now I spent forever doing one thing. Let's go on to the next. All right, you are going to program a simple tax calculator. Oh, goody. Simple tax calculators. What do I have to ask the user for a gross income for year 2022? All right, income equals float. Float? I mean, gross. It's probably not a float, huh? People don't make decimal points for salaries. I mean, you can technically, but generally, it's stated as a whole number. Input. Enter your annual salary so we can target you for theft. Okay, and you gotta have some fun with it, man. Gotta have some fun with it. Less than, calculate the tax based on the following formula. If income is less than $100,000. One pays just 1%. Wait, one pays, wait. You're going to program a simple tax calculator. Oh. Print the tax amount on the screen. Print your taxes are, and we'll just go, what is that? Income times 0.01. Put a comment there. And we're going to do this 3 times. We're going to go here, and we're going to say elif income is greater than $100,000. Your taxes are, man, I wish my taxes were 5%. I would gladly do 5%. That would be awesome. I mean, at 0% would be awesome, but I guess, take what you get. Wait, less than 100,000 pays 1%. More than 100,000 pays 5%. More than 500,000, then one pays 5% tax on the first 500,000, and then 2 cents for every dollar above. Oh, wow, they have to go and get more complicated. For every dollar above, wow, okay, they just got to make things more complicated, don't they? Okay, else, it should be elif. No, it just be, well, you got to assume your number is above 0. He doesn't have a condition for somebody putting in a I don't make any money scenario. I guess that's 100,000, right? You get a 1% tax. But 0 times 1 is 0, so it doesn't matter. Do they pay you back if you're losing money all the time? Else, I guess we don't have to put anything in here except a colon. Your taxes are more complicated, so I have to do math. Okay, so base tax equals income times 5%. 5%? 5%. Now, how about 0.5? If I could do 5%, that would probably be fine. And then we're going to have, actually, you know what? I could probably 2 cents for every dollar over 500,000. So 2 cents. So it's 0.02 times whatever number above 500,000. So we'll just do this. Tax equals income times 0.05 plus income minus $500,000 and then what is that, times whatever's above that, times 0.02 times 0.02. That should be about right? I think that's roughly close to the correct objective here. So we're going to get all this multiplication and all that multiplication, and that's going to add to this, add together. So we will just do that, and we will put my tax in here. So I wonder if when people are creating these languages, I wonder if people when creating, like Python came out, I don't know when Python came out, but I'm guessing it came out after C#, but they're like, well, C# uses if and end if. How can we be different? SQL Server's been around since the 90s. But they use line statements and begin end. Oh yeah, and then these other online programs are using squiggly braces and brackets. How can we be different? Oh, I know. Let's use indent. Let's just use indent. We don't need no stinking brackets or anything interesting like that. All right, so I got to make sure this stays indented because I don't want it to be part of that. All right, let's see if this math is worthwhile. Let's see, we'll do 100,000. Let's go 90,000. I only made 90,000 this year. Let's go with that. $900. I mean, I guess, but that seems like it's more than I want to pay. All right. And then how about, fine, let's say I made $450,000. Whoa, I wish. That'd be a good year. All right, 22,500. That would be nice, man. That'd be so nice if that was my taxes. Oh, that'd be good. All right, let's see what happens if I made too much money. We'll say, let's just see if my math is good. So I got to pick a number that's easy to figure out 0.02 times. So let's go $600,000. I made $600,000. I'm a CEO of a very small company. $30,000. that's 0.02 times 100,000 plus 5%, 50,000. Sounds good. I don't want to do the math. 5% of 50,000 is 50,000. 5. Yeah, that sounds good. We'll go with that. I don't know. I hope it's right. It's probably close-ish. I don't want to do the math. It's Friday. I'm not doing math in my head today. Man, how many of these are there? I don't want to do anymore. All right, instructions. You are going to program a super simple calculator. 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 I'm gonna program a super simple calculator. You'd be amazed how many typos are in this stuff. Man, some of these questions and statements, I'm like, I think I know what you're trying to say. I hope I do. Because, yeah, there's a lot of typos and stuff in this. There's a lot of stuff you come across. Look, you didn't even bother to fix it. You are going to program a simple calculator for a taxi. You are going to program a super simple calculator. No more calculators, at least. We only have to do 2 calculators. All right. Ask the user for a number. Equals. Is it a floatable number? I guess. Float. Input. Enter a number, any number. I dare you. Okay, and we will go ask the user to enter the second number stored in oh, another number? Okay, two numbers. Float, input. I double dare you to enter another number. Ask the user to enter the operator stored in P. Okay. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to be storing it in. He's giving me the names. X, and Y, and this is a P. We're gonna go equals input. I didn't even know you can do this. This is interesting. They must be. Oh, it must be conditionals for the operators. Something. Ask the user to enter the second number stored in Y. Ask the number to enter the operator stored in. I need an operator too. Dang it, go away. Stop bringing my parentheses with me. Calculate result of X, P, and Y. I didn't even know you can do that. If the user entered 2, 3, and plus, you should print 2 plus 3 plus 5 on the screen. Oh. Oh. You know, interesting. I didn't even know you could do. Can you do an operator that way? Is an operator a string? How do you know that he's entering in one of the values? Do I have to do an if statement for every single operator? That would be stupid. I don't know. Because operators are... My thought is operators... I may have to look at the answer for this one. Because how do you... Because it seems silly that... I don't think operators can be read as a string. I mean, obviously something can be done here. I mean, he's got some kind of idea. Because if I have to go through here and go, because there's like 10 operators that he's mentioned. It'd be a, man, I don't want to go through every operator. Too lazy for that, man. All right, for the last line is going to be print x plus, oops, plus, no, not x, plus x, comma, p, comma, y, comma, equals, comma, result. And I have to make a result. So we're going to say, this is lame, match, because I think it's easier than doing it the way, I think it's easier than typing if statements. Case, multiply, this is, I don't like this at all. There's got to be a better way to do this. I'm sure he must have a better way than me doing an if statement that goes on and on and on and on and on. Unless these operators can actually truly be read as strings. I don't think they can. I mean, I say I don't think they can because in other languages they're not strings. So you can't just, should I try it? I'm going to try it. I don't think it'll work. Pretty sure it won't work. Because I think it's just string, 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 string. Because if I said result and then I just go x, y, p, it's not going to convert the p to a, it's not going to convert the p to an operator. I know it's not. It's just not. I refuse to believe it's that smart. Plus case minus, I don't know how to spell though. I forgot, did my case have colons on the end? It does. You know, it's something like, how many are there? Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. I don't like this at all. Let's hope, I'm only doing 4. No, it's not, I'm going to, it's divide. Okay, so I'm only going to do 4. I hope my tester, me, doesn't try anything funky. What else would there be? Plus, minus, multiplication, exponent. No, I'm not doing anything. I think that probably, maybe I'm overthinking the whole number. Maybe there aren't that many. Because a lot of the other operators are not really straight across division and multiplication. They're usually something else. So there are different forms of operators. So maybe I'm making a big deal out of nothing. I could be. But I wouldn't put it past myself to do that. Equals. I just felt like there was a lot because I remember seeing a long list when he was pointing out operators, but not all of them did the same thing. Result equals x times y. And then we're going to go here. I'm going to say result equals x plus y. And we're going to go down here. We're going to go result equals x minus y. Why? Because I said so. And result equals x divided by y. Please don't put a 0 in, Ken. X divided by y. All right, let's see if that's good enough. Good enough for government work. 3, 5. Addition. Hey, look at me, I got it right. I got it right. I'm so good. I'm so proud of myself. I dare you. Boy, this is really an aggressive questioner, man. Why is he asking me with such anger? I double dare you. Oh, what's he gonna do if I enter it? Maybe he should put spaces after his text and I wouldn't feel so threatened. And if he doesn't even know what operator I want, well, how about divide? 4 divided by 10 equals 0.4. Of course it does. Don't believe me? Just look at the math. I don't know. It seems to be working. That's good enough, right? Let's go on to the next thing. You're going to program a simple calculator for a taxi. Total miles and store it in M. Tell me what to store it in. Don't even let me choose my own variable names. M equals, what do I want? Total miles. And so I'd be int input how many miles did you travel? If, what did I say? There's a lot of stuff going on here. If 10 is less than or equal to, oh, he's doing an in-between statement. Wow. He hasn't even talked about that. Equals M less than 20. Fare is $5. Let's see, fare equals 5 plus $1 for every mile beyond 10. So is 5 plus M minus 10. 5 plus M minus 10. It's $1. I don't even have to do any math. It's just 5 plus M minus 10. That'll be work. And then we got to go, what, LF? Oh, you know what? That is my LF. I skipped the first question. Who needs to know what you pay? Nobody travels less than 10 miles in a taxi. What the heck? That's not even a thing. How unrealistic can we be? If M is less than 10, fare equals $5. Wait, $5? You can't do that. I mean, you might be able to. I don't know if Python's smart enough to use a $sign. Else we got greater than or equal to 20. Less than or equal to 10 is less than or equal to M, and less than 20, and then we got greater than. So that's basically else. I don't need to do anything else. Fare equals $5 less M minus 10 and $5 plus M minus 10, and then we're gonna say don't use capitals when the letter is supposed to be lowercase, and we're gonna go times 1.5. Right? M minus 10 times 1.5. Yes, that's what I'm going with. I'm going to say I traveled 27 miles. Uh-oh. Oops, I didn't actually print anything out. Probably should print something out. Print. Your fare is comma, fair. Your fare is fair. 27 miles. Your fare is $30. Is that right? Does that sound right? So we take 10 off of 27. That's 17. 17 times 1.5 is about 13.5. Is that right? So it's half of 17 is 8. And we've got, so we got $5. Half of 17 is 8.5. So we got 5 and then 25.5. That's 30.5. Yeah. What do you know? It worked. Let's try a smaller number to make sure I didn't bonk those ones up. We'll say we only went 7 miles. Those weirdos. Could have walked, buddy. $5. Okay. And 15. We're going to go 15 miles today. And it's $10. 5 plus $1 for every mile over. Sounds good to me. Finally, my last piece of whatever before I finish up this week. Gosh, you know what? I really thought I was going to do all of it. You know, the problem is I started too late. I had too much stuff going on today. I should have had all this done this morning, but I got up early, did half a workout, got a bunch of calls for job this and job that, and some of them were useful, some of them not as much. It was just crazy talk, and then I crashed because I got up too early. I didn't get enough sleep, so I had to take a power nap. And then I had to what else happened? I had to eat lunch, and it's Friday, and I made some excuses to not sit down, and then I started talking too much. It is one of the things about, I keep telling myself, you know what? You're unemployed. Take a little bit of, time for yourself. Get things done around the house. So I've been doing that some. All right, flash shipping charges. You are going to program a shipping charge calculator. Hey, look at it. We're actually doing a calculator this time. For a delivery company, flash shipping. The rate of delivery is as below. So you're going to do more if statements because that's the only thing we taught you how to do. Is a bunch of if statements. Ask the user the way of the package. Okay, wait equals float input weight of package. How much does your package weigh? Did I spell that right? Why does that look funny to me? Is it supposed to be E before I? I before E, except after C. I don't know. Here I am complaining about his errors. That doesn't look right. I think I said we. Is it way? I think let's switch the I and the E and see if that's more correct. Yeah, that looks better. Maybe. I think I'm just staring at it too much. I don't know. One of those is right, correct? I mean, I spelled weight with the E before the I, so let's assume that I was right the first time. Okay, what else? Calculate the shipping charge based on the rate. So if you know what? That's too much typing. Let's just type a W. If W is less than 2, if W is greater than 2, less than or equal to, greater than 2, but less than what? But no more than 6. So 6 is greater than, no more than 6 equal to or greater than W. Nope. greater than or equal to. Because if you write equal to or greater than, you're just making an arrow. And then we got hey, get some sleep, man. It's you. Where are you at, Fairs? Going to bed. It's only 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock. It's the middle of the day. You get some sleep. I'm sure you're probably somewhere where it's much later for you. Have a good weekend. I won't be doing this over the weekend. I'll be doing more fun stuff. I hope. I mean, this is fun, but a different kind of fun. Just a more complicated, just a more step aleph. So it's 20 greater than or equal to W. W is greater than 6. My aleph is probably not going to be valid. I don't think you can have a space in there. Else domestic rate per pound. All right, so we're going to say, oh wow, that is definitely further away. Definitely further away. Well, you have a good one, man. Get some sleep. Let's see here. We're going to go 5 times international rate per pound. So wait, I have to ask him and the destination. Oh, there we go. So this is nested. That was one of the things we were doing, is nesting stuff. So that'll be interesting. So is DOM equals input 1 for domestic, or 2 for international shipping. We're going to go here and we're going to say do I have to nest inside of my nests? Oh, he gave us 3 options and then told us, and then we got to nest our nest. I don't want to nest my nest. All right, let's look up something else. Let's look up another cool functionality. We'll just call it inline if. Python inline if. If condition statement, if condition block, expression introduced in Python 2.5, expression if true, if condition else, if condition else, expression if false. And note that both print A and print B equals A are statements. Only the A part is this expression. So if you write print A if B else, it means print A if B else. So their inline statement is really just A if B, else 0. Oh, weird. Okay, so they're putting the condition before the if. And note that both print A and B equals A are statements. Only the A part is an expression. So you write print A if B, else 0. Huh. It's kind of a weird thing. That's interesting. So if I get this number back, we're going to say we're going to say rate equals, we'll say rate equals, and then we're going to say 1.5. Let's see if this works. If is DOM, else 5. That would be kind of interesting. That is definitely different. If this works. Let's see if this works. If this works, it's cool because I will have definitely learned something new Python-y thing. Oops. I think I may have just learned a new Python-y thing. Maybe. Oops. So this, I just have to change these numbers now. So we've got 2.5, 3.5, and 5. And then we got else 7, 10, and 15. And we're going to go down here and we're going to say print your package will cost rate times W, comma, to ship. Oh, didn't like something. What'd I do? Nope, I didn't put my colon in. Well, that's a go over here. Shift, not enter. Learn your keyboard, man. All right, so my package weighs 3.2 pounds. Well, we're gonna ship it to my grandmother's house, so we're gonna go 1. $8 to ship. So let's see if that's about right. So if it's more than 2 pounds but less than 6, so we should have been in the second gap, and it's domestic, it's $2.5 per pound. So our thing weighed 2.5 pounds. So that's 7.5, and then apparently the 0.2 is an extra 0.5. Is that right? I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be. I don't know. Mathematically, I mean, I guess it's possible. This is probably why you have to pick a number that fits out right away. But that's in the right range. I'll be dang. The little inline if statement. It's interesting. I don't know if I might even like that if statement. I might like that if statement. I mean, it's weird because it gives you the primary response as the first thing. And then it just says, but you're only going to use this value if this is true. Otherwise, you're doing this. And I don't know how would you nest? I guess you could else 10 if bliss number else something. I mean, it would be kind of weird, but I could see how you can nest. It'd be really hard to read a nested if statement like this, though. This would be, of course, any inline nested if statements can be kind of hard to read, I suppose. All right, so we're going to say this one weighs 21 pounds. This is a big boy. And we're going to send this one international. So this will be a 2. And yeah, that's going to be $15 times per pound. Yeah, that's about right, man. I wouldn't be surprised if it cost me $105 to send a 20-pound box. So let's see, 15 times, and per pound, it's 21 pounds. That don't sound right, right? 10 times 20 is 200. That's way more than that. $5. It's $15 per pound. $15 per pound, and it says 21 pounds. So I think we're wrong here. Rate. It's 15. If it was 5, that'd be 105. So my calculation did not work. The domestic part didn't work. Because I have 5. If is dom, I hit 2. 1 for domestic or 2 for international. Oh, you know what? I didn't turn that into a bit statement. My DOM is not a bit statement. What it should be is something like int, and then I go and I go like this, and then I go equals 1. Now it's a bit statement. Let's try that again. 21 pounds. It's a 2. There we go. That's more like it. That's more like it. $15 per pound. Seems a little bit closer. Because 20 times 20 is 200. And so we're in that range. $3.15 since this is $5 less per pound. So you take off 520 to 100. And then you got to go up to the 1 pound. So it's another 15. So it's $3.15 on the button. Okay, so that worked. We're done with that exercise. My assignment is finished. We are done. It's funny how you don't even turn in these assignments. What the heck? Are you like supposed to turn them in somewhere? I mean, just do the work, man. Just do the work. Okay, so I think I finished with this week. So now we're on to week 4. I really should have just stayed on this. Okay, so we're going to mark as complete. And then we're going to go to, it doesn't tell you what to do with the, you don't do anything with it. Complete the small task. Unlock module 3 solutions. I don't care. We're done. I mean, it's going to look the same as mine. And it's not going to look the same as mine, by the way, because I did stuff that's not, it's more advanced. Look, I'm 23 days ahead of schedule according to this. Holy McMullions. Read module. That's solutions. Yeah, close enough. Graded assignment reflections. We'll start the reflections. Let's get the reflections done. Let's see what kind of stuff they ask you. How do you feel about branching? Easy peasy. Is easy peasy spelled with a Z or an S? No, that'd be easy peasy. Do you know that in all 3 types of branching, if else, if else, the else is optional? Yes. Are you bored with our labs with all kinds of repetitive questions? Yes. What question would you like to add to our labs for branching to make it more interesting? Add more items than 1 has been. Do loops and branching together and have the questions get some variety. Are you ready for the next module? Sure. That's it, man. And now it's an honor code. I understand that submitting work that isn't my own may result in permanent failure. Who's gonna cheat on that? That's not even a quiz. It's just like, what do you think of this? Okay, what's next? That's it, man. Now we're on to the congratulations bit. Yeah. Woohoo, Boulder, Colorado. Next. We're on week 4. Week 4. And it's got one little thing. What's he going to do? Condition-based repetitions. This is even smaller than the last one. This is like one little thing. And you've got 2 videos. 3-minute, like, why are we doing this?
And operations repeatedly, bunch of codes or statements, multiple to code repetition.
All this is a review of the previous.
The same statements, and we have 2 ways or approaches to control how we can repeat the same code. One is condition. As long as the condition is satisfied, we are going to continue to do the same thing again and again. So it's like we do something until the condition is not true anymore.
So we're going to do a where they're doing where loops now.
Only when we know the condition to learn these 2.
So I got a 16-minute class. I'm going to bruise through it here. It's probably going to take me 5 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to do the assignment yet, though.
So the condition, the branching.
Yeah, so we're doing loops, conditions. Let's see here. He's talking about what they are. So we got the while condition. First line known as the while clause. The whole thing is probably just going to be while clause. While loop. And I've already done a while loop. I did it yesterday, a couple days ago, because I wanted to do it, because I didn't want to repeat. So you have a condition. He's doing assignments. Different ways to do while. While is just like you create a condition, and then it just goes around and around and around until that condition is not true anymore.
I love Python.
All right, so that's it. The 16-minute thing is over, and it's all it is. He just talks about how you do a. So you can do a flag also, but it's like it's the same basic thing, but you're going to set the flag when you've done something. You're going to set a flag, and that'll make the while statement exit.
Stop the looping. So this is another application, and it is an integration of the flag and
the next thing is starting this assignment. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's a quiz. Let's do the quiz. Quizzes are easy. What is the purpose of a while loop in Python? Like it's the same in every language. The purpose of it. What if the loop? Okay, so I didn't listen to the whole what do you call it? The whole lecture. So it's asking me questions that I know how loops generally work. It is possible because it does say, how does this happen in Python? We're going to find out if it's the same as any language I've worked on before. All right, let's see if I've got a clue. Based on the in Python, these don't even do any. Yep, 100%. Yay! I've 100%ed it. So now we have to do a lab. We don't have to do a lab because I know how to do a loop. And then we got solutions to the lab. It says it's a 45-minute lab. Holy moly, how big is this lab? I tell you. I'm going to download it because I probably should. It's the only thing on here. They don't really even have anything else. That's it, man. This is the end of the class. I finished this. It's just blank, blank, and done. And then we're going to go on to count-based repetition. We're in week 4 anyway, so this is like a simple little thing. We're going to do a 45-minute lab, which, by the way, is probably 45 minutes only because I'll talk too much. It's probably 5 questions. And then we're going to do count-based repetitions, which is, again, just a while loop that's going to use a count instead of, you can do it 5 times or 10 times or whatever. And then you're going to do a continuum break, which basically a continuum break, I mean, I don't even have to read what it says. I know what it is. A continuum break is just going to keep going until you break. You use a statement that says, get out of here, you know. So basically you might enter the loop under one state of existence. It's like you might not even use a condition on the while. I don't know how Python works, but you might just go into the while and just say, start processing all these things. And then when some condition exists, like we either come to the end of all of our code, or we do something of the nature of, maybe you hit a particular plateau of transactions and you don't want to do any more today. Like maybe you're only doing 100,000 transactions. That's a count. But I'm just saying, you may have some condition that ultimately, like maybe you catch an error. You do an error handle. You catch the error, you handle the error, but because it erred, you don't want to keep processing. So you say, you break, you get out of the code. You know, so you might be doing a bunch of different things, but if you run into a condition that says, we can't keep going here, get us out, break, and it'll kick you out of the loop. You can use, sometimes you can even use those in if statements, just to make sure that you're not going to run the whole chunk of code. You may have a bunch of lines of code in the if statement that only run under certain circumstances, but if you hit some condition, you say, nope, break, get out of this code and go away. Exit the app. Something went wrong, man. We got to get out of here. That's what the break stuff's going to be. So I think it's going to be pretty quick. I wonder if, is it possible? I'm curious. Do you have to do this linearly? I'm wondering if I were to like go through all the lectures and then just come back and do all the tests. I wonder if I can do that.
A connection of atoms.
Because the lectures take like 2 minutes to do.
A temporal name.
Oh, a for loop. That'll be nice. I don't know how he does for loops in this.
And how many atoms in one connect. You can specify the start value and the end value plus 1. So if you have range 5, it is same thing as range 0, 5, because 0 is the default beginning or initial number. 5 will be the number at the end.
I forgot, I gotta go to the store.
Because we use 0 as the start, 5 will be the last number, row 5, to achieve starting from 2, end with 4, so that you are actually getting 3 elements in the range. Each time you increment by 1. And you can also do with 3 arguments all in there and specify the state value. For example, you can do 2, 5, 2, starting with 2, end with 4, each time you increment with 2. So if you call this, you are going to end up with 2 and 4 as the final sequence for the range. So it will be very interesting for you to try out with different combination, and the state value can even be negative. And however, if you have a negative value,
okay, so this is interesting. I'm going to, this is a Python thing, so I'm going to take me a note. Dang it. Let's go here. So range, method, function, whatever, method. One, actually it's start, end, and increment. Which would be or end, comma, increment. Nope. Can you do increment? No, you can't. I don't think you can do comma increment because you'd have to put a 0 in. So you can do end, which will auto increment by 1. One argument used as ending limit, range 5. Okay. Starting at 0, or 0, 0, 0, comma 5, comma 2 will start at 0, increment by 2. So no 5 in the result. Actually, it would be a 5 in the result, huh? Oh no, I guess they're not. It would be, yeah, there'd be no 5 in this result. That's right. Because if you're going up by 2, you're going to get 0, and then it's going to be 2, and then 4, but you won't hit 5 because there is no 5. It would skip out of it when you increment to the next. So there you go. That's interesting. That's that one is a cool new Python thing, because that's not how you can't. I don't even know if there is a range function in C#. I mean, there's probably stuff like it. I know you do increments because you put in the range or the value or the array, and then you say increment by, which is using, I think it's I want to say it's an equal sign something, and then you put the increment on it and it'll go up by that increment. So it's different, as is the case for a lot of languages. So this is a little bit different. Everybody tries to simplify, tries to get their own version. It's always fun if you're programming in multiple languages. Some jobs have multiple languages, like you're doing C# and SQL, and like just going from C# to SQL. You got to remember that their comments are different, and the way they do their loops is different. So there's always some variation there.
For each of the elements,
So now he's demoing them.
It will be lab 2.
Okay, so I'm curious. I finished that one. Let's go do the quiz. Let's see. This one just says, what does a range function do? Which loop is best when you want to iterate through a sequence of numbers or items a specific number of times? So probably a for loop. I mean, you could do a count, but well, if it ends in 3, this is wrong. What is the output of the following code? For I in range 2 to 5. 2, 3. So do they not give you the last number when you do range? Because this is the second one that said doesn't give you the option of the actual last digit. Because there's no increment that would skip 5. What is the output of the following code? Oh, is that them? Oh, they got here fast. Cool. Nice. I ordered pickleball paddles to get here today, about 3 hours ago. So increment of 2, so we're going to go 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. What is the difference between a while loop and a for loop? I did not catch that. I feel like you don't have to. Does a for loop have to be numeric? I mean, you could say for each x in a set of strings, right? I mean, why would those have to be numeric? I mean, I know in C sharp, again, this says for loops in Python. So I may be off the mark here. All right, let's see how close I am. Let's see, drum roll please. 83.3, so I did miss one. I missed one. Okay, so you do not, okay, so I didn't know this. You will not hit the top of a range. The range is truly just, it's just an array. So this is like this set of an array. And like with arrays, if it's zero base, you never hit the last number because it's saying how long the array is. The number of the array is, say, if it's 5. It's 5 elements in the array. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 5 elements. So range is like saying array. It's almost like calling it an array because you're only going to get the numbers that are in the array. And the last one is just telling you what number is the top of the array. It's actually kind of weird because you're really not getting 10 elements if it's 10 either, because if you're doing a skip array of 2, you're only going to get like 4 or 5 elements. So it's not the number of the arrays, but it's the the highest point of the array, not necessarily the last number. So if you're doing a range of 5, you're only going to get numbers that can go as high as 4. You're never going to hit 5. Because even if you're incrementing by 1, you'll never hit 5. You only get 1, 2, 3, 4. Which I thought is interesting. Apparently, if your range is 3, you're going to get 0, 1, 2. So, yeah. That's interesting. But you won't actually get the last number, which is weird. I don't know. I think that's kind of a strange functionality. But that's the only thing I missed. I got the rest correctly. But go to next item. So we got that quiz done. Now let's see if I go back to the previous one. Okay, so yeah, theoretically I can do all of the quizzes and all of the quizzes and all of the lectures all at once. Let's finish this lecture. What's he talking about in continue and break?
Repetition this iteration, and we'll just jump to the next one. And for the next iteration, we're going to check the condition and then still do the plan. And for the break, we are going to stop the repetition immediately and stop the whole repetition immediately, which means we are not going to execute the rest of the code. We are not going to check the condition again. We are going to just go to the next bunch of code, a program, skip the whole repetition.
Okay, so this is skip and break. I'm sorry, continue and break. The difference is continue means if you're doing a loop, it'll just jump to the next loop. Break means get out of the loop, go to the next, whatever statement comes after the loop statement. The difference is, like, if you're doing a continue, you might do something of the value of sum up some data until you hit a number, and then you say continue, and it'll go to the next loop. It won't continue to add numbers, and then maybe it's going to keep doing it. So maybe you do these bags of numbers, or maybe you're adding together chunks so that you can kind of figure out how many times, how many bags of 50 are in there. I mean, divide by 50, but you know what I'm saying. You're just coming up with some sort of a solution, or you're maybe packaging a bunch of stuff, setting up a bunch of orders. You're going to do 10 orders at a time, and you're going to say 10 orders processed, 10 orders processed, 10 orders processed. And each one of them will have, maybe you put them in a table to be handled. Maybe you send out that order or that set of orders to some group. You're going to send out the next orders to another group and the next orders to another group, and you're just going to have them cycle around while it's doing these order processes. And each group can handle their own. With a break, it's like something broke, get out. Or maybe we found an order that's exceptionally large, and we don't want to give them 10, so we're going to break out and deal with that first. I don't know. Just me trying to come up with why you would do it.
World, that there is no other or uppercase stuff, we're going to print x be equal to 100. So that is where we get into this point of break. If number is...
All right, so we're going to do our test. Let's go do my quiz. See if I know what breaks and loops and continues are. What is the purpose of the continue statement in a for loop? And drum roll, please. Hey, I missed one again. What the heck? I keep getting 83%. What statement is used to exit a loop early? Okay, so that's kind of not a good example. Okay, so the question is, what statement is used to exit a loop early? Well, continue exits a loop early. It just goes back. It goes to the next loop. It's loop, 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 loop. Break will get you out as well. They both get you out of a loop early. One just goes to the next loop and one goes to the next code. Because each loop, a while statement is loops over loops over loops. So that's really not a good statement. I'm sorry, they did that wrong. I mean, they worded it poorly. You know, what will exit a loop process or a loop condition? You know, I mean, you're getting out totally. But a continue is still exiting a loop. It's just exiting and going to the next loop. So that's it. I've done all the tests, all the quizzes. Now it's just a matter of doing all the assignments. I'll do those next week. Till next time, you